Okay, trash time. I wish I kept one of each of my packaging bags. I mean, like, I just switched over to this purple one from my vintage flower one or whatever the hell they called it. But it's still possible that I might get a package returned to me in that packaging, because I came up with this idea as soon as I mailed my last one. So, but maybe I will have it. I don't think, no. Let's see. I like that. That was fun. I put my sensible mailers. Now this I'm gonna staple. I'm not in the mood to try and get plastic to stick to cardboard, especially not when it's somewhat glossy on the inside and the glue is just gonna say no. So have any other video makers ever started a video and you get like 4 or 5 minutes in and you realize that you don't want to talk about what you're talking about, so you redo the video? Does anybody else do that, or is it just me that hates some of my conversations? Just me? Okay. I'll see myself out. I mean, I could just keep this whole piece. Why not? Gotta get this on far enough. So it has been shitty here, and it was supposed to be nice. We were supposed to get our garden stuff done, which we're still going to do it, but it's going to be a real, you know, crunch to try. My husband's like lost all sense of patience, so he wants it in last week. So it's real. We're on real crunch time here. I have some trash up at the house. I wish I had brought it down. I wish I had brought it. I ain't gonna send my kids up because they don't know what I use, what I'm using. I mean, they know I've been like squirreling my trash away, but it's something, I guess, right? And I don't really need that. I have to keep reminding myself to grab some frickin' junk mail too. Like I don't want this to just be a packaging journal, but apparently my brain does, because it keeps forgetting to bring the trash, the junk mail down. And right now I've destroyed a whole bunch of junk mail because it was on the floor of my car. And between me and my husband, we stepped on it with soaking wet feet. So I bought a lighter set, those electric ones, because my stove that I use every day is 100 years old. It is from 1917. It is a gas and coal cook stove. So I have 4 really nice gas burners, and then I have 2 wood, you know, on the wood stove side, I have 2 burners to cook over there, and we like to do things like Thanksgiving dinner on it. And when we lose power in the winter, it is really nice. When we lose power in the winter, it's really nice to have a heat source, because warm buns are pretty important to society. So yeah, it's nice having a wood stove. It's nice to cook on. The gas burners are large. So once in a while I have little trouble with simmering stuff. Simmery enough. But that's not very often. There's not many things that I have issues with. So yeah, just loving the frickin', I'm really feeling stapley today. I'm just loving the 100-year-old stove. And I have to use those electric lighters to light it. The only thing I don't like about my stove is my oven. It has a gas log on one side. When it heats on wood, it's very consistent, very good heat on wood. But who's going to do that when it's like 90 degrees out? So, More packaging. So the oven, when you have it on gas, the gas log, the heat goes up and around, and it can sometimes burn edges of things. So you have to go in and turn your pans. The only thing I have not had to turn, and I don't know if it's because I make myself a makeshift Dutch oven when I do it, is my sourdough bread. I do not have to rotate it in there. I do rotate it just in case, but I don't think it's a necessary thing. So, yeah. It's not going to be enough for my turtle. See, this stuff wants to be part of the signature too, Malia. Here you are, closing everybody out. See, I probably should have just put it all together first, because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to put it all together because it's really easy to do it this way. But maybe I need to put it all together because I keep taking everything apart. I'm folding it over because I don't want to cut it again. I don't feel like getting my scissors and cutting it again. All right. Sorry, I guess I'm musical today. Bum, bum, bum. I hope everybody else is having a chance to create and feel inspired, because it's a lot of fun to glue stuff. Unless you're not the type of person to glue stuff, and then you look at us like we're insane, because this is what we choose to do as an enjoyable experience. It's like you're one side or the other. You either fully love the gluage or you don't get it at all. And I don't care what you say, there's no in between. It is one way or the other. Oh, I did bring some junk mail down. Oh, some coupons that expired. See, how good am I? This has got to go in my other journal. We tie-dyed shirts at school. So yeah, I'll put some coops in my other journal. I love Elizabeth's restaurant. I love it. I love it. When does this expire? 3/31. Oh, I would have used it. I love Elizabeth's Pizza. I don't think it's a big chain, but I think it's big enough. But it's much different from restaurant to restaurant, like the one over here in Stewart. Go figure, the one closest to me sucks. But these ones on here and the one up in Martinsville, Virginia is great. I wonder where I'm going to go for Mother's Day this year. And that's like so random. And we're nowhere near Mother's Day, but every year we go to really good restaurants. That's like a guaranteed good meal. And we found this one Italian place over here near the mountains. And it is so freaking good. So good that, oh, here I am grabbing my water cup for gluing. That I think I want to go back there this year. We did not get to do much last year because I had just had surgery. So I had to watch what I was eating, and I had to rest because it was on the Sunday after my surgery, which was on a Wednesday. So yeah, we still went out to eat, and I was fine for that because like we pretty much spent most of the day just taking a ride around and, you know, seeing the sights. I didn't do anything strenuous. But, yeah, we always eat good when it's for like a special occasion like that. We did just go to Olive Garden a few weeks ago. Why did we go to Olive Garden? Oh, because it was when we had first started getting our yard together for the spring. And we had spent like 4 or 5 solid days and got a lot done. So we're like, you know what? We're gonna do a nice dinner this weekend. And that's where we ended up. That's where we ended up for our nice dinner. I'm sorry, I'm trashy. Olive Garden is fancy for me, so yeah. Olive Garden is fancy. I don't go to fancier than that, you know. So I don't need fancier than that. That's just not who I am. I've been to fancy places, okay? That's going to just keep tearing, so we're going to just fix it. Way back when, you know, back when I had dress clothes to wear and stuff, I used to go to places that were pretty fancy, pretty swanky places. But I don't know of any around where I am now. You know, I mean, up north, we had places like on a couple of lakes. They were really nice restaurants, and, you know, you look nice to go in there. You would never walk into there with a sweatshirt on or something, you know. And then there's a couple of other places that, you know, would be for proms and higher end hall places that also have restaurants. You'd have that. I mean, I guess if in the city, you probably got enough fancy places around here, you know, because when I think about it, those were all in cities near me. We didn't have many. The lake places were in a smaller town like mine, but the places that were on Webster Lake, I don't know how. I don't even know if they were fancy at all anymore. I would imagine they're still just as fancy. I mean, they have a place to get married, and this place also has like some big country names come and sing there. I've seen a few artists there, and it's a lot of fun. It's called Indian Ranch. There are things I miss about my home. There are things I miss about the place where I came from. But I think what I miss more is a time that is not coming back. It's not a place. It's not being there. It's a time in my life that's never gonna be the same again. And, you know, my timeline in my life is from before my dad died to after my dad died. Because when he died, you know, first of all, when you lose a parent, it's a huge blow. I mean, at any age, too, it's just like, whoa, you know. It's a whirlwind. Even if you were expecting it, like we were pretty much expecting it, it's a whirlwind to go through. So a lot of things in you as a person changes, not just the absence of your parent. So I ended up getting sick myself after when he was sick, when he was still alive. I had dealt with some stomach problems, and then I ended up, after he died, I ended up with some other issues, and you know, then that also changed a big part of my life, you know. So it was just a lot of things stacked up on top of each other that created a different person, which is, you know, the person I am today, I guess you could say. But, you know, I change every day. So tomorrow I'll be a different person than I was today. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. But, yeah. Sorry, it was like just a big ramble fest, but I know you understand. I know that you understand the random nonsense that I'm spewing out. Let's see. Smart eating made easy. I don't think I want this whole thing, you know. I get these things. I just don't have, that's just too much money for my family of 4. You know, I think if you're a pair, if you're a couple, just a couple or just a single person. But I think when you're feeding a family, it's not very practical. And like I looked into those Thrive, you know, the Thrive Market and whatever that sells, you know, non-perishable food that you can buy online. And it's supposed to be, you know, better quality and no preservatives and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, the price is supposed to be so great, but it's not. I get it cheaper when when I go to a store, you know. See, this is why I didn't want to glue, because if it's something like this that's hell-bent on being bubbly, the glue ain't going to hold it unless I sit here and like, right? Oh, a big milestone in my house this week, or last week, one of the weeks. We went through a thing of parchment paper. Like, am I the only one that when you go through one of these boxes, you're like, wow, that was an accomplishment. I just went through all of that parchment paper. I should have a funeral. Me and that box have been through a lot together. I mean, look at the box. We have been through a lot together. You know, it stopped tearing on this strip because the box would just flop instead. You know, decurling panel my ass. Decurling panel my ass. I think I have a, if I don't have the tinfoil one, it's in my secret trash stash up at the house. So I will have a tinfoil one. Because I went through, I emptied both boxes at the same time. I'm like, wow, what are the stinking odds? You know? I could put it there, right? I could put it up here. Who gives a flying hoot? So let's go ahead and staple. A 1, a 2, a boogity boogity boo. That's what I say. That's what I would say to my kids when they were little. Oh, back when I would say cute things. Back when everybody was cute. Now I just got a bunch of normal people. Just a bunch of people now. A bunch of humans. Alright, I might move on to the next signature. Where am I at? 17 minutes? I don't know. Do you guys want to watch me do more crap? Is this exciting for you to watch the crap? I have other signatures built here. Like this one, which was in a cereal box. I have another cereal box too. Like I said, we're not using the cereal boxes that much. But yeah, I do have some. I should cut these. I should just cut these flaps off. I did that on the other one. I had it all like, you know, cut up. What did you do to your face? Makeup. Okay.
Since Lillian did it to her, I decided to let her do it to me so we both would get in trouble. If we ever got I tried to add freckles. That's why her face is so dark.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to remove it now?
She already has freckles. I don't know where these people came from. They say they're mine, but I don't know. There's never been a test to prove it. Nah, I'm just kidding. That crazy and wild is all me. I may not seem like it now that I'm too tired to be crazy and wild, but one time I wasn't tired. Or one time I was less tired, I should say, because I was working my butt off when I was a young adult. So I was still kicking my butt. I was still kicking my own ass. But it was not as much as when I was a child. And like my children now. It's fun being a parent and watching your children be you. Watching your children become you is like mind-blowing. Especially if it's traits, especially if it's like character traits that you either once had and have trained yourself to get out of, or character traits that you know, they never picked up on, and then one day they're doing them. Like, I had listened to this podcast about this kid who met his biological dad when he was an adult. He had no idea who this man was, so they became friendly, and they had gotten into talking, and you know, one thing led to another, and they were friends and whatever. And the kid they had gone somewhere. I think the two families had gone somewhere together, so that it was their first trip away, and somebody had gone out onto a patio and cut their toenails. So they realized that both of them, from an early age, would go outside to cut their toenails because they just felt like that was right. You know, and they said that the podcast I was listening to said that was genetic. It was a genetic character trait that they both shared, because neither one ever knew that about the other, and that's not a very common thing for anybody to do, you know. So I thought that was pretty neat. I do like some podcasts, but sometimes I just have a hard time. I haven't listened to podcasts lately because I've been having a hard time focusing on anything, to be honest. And it's not like something has happened, you know. It's not like something bad has happened. But it's just a lot of small aggravating things that pile up. You know, like I was talking to Brian about it last night. It is the kind of stuff that usually you can shrug off easy enough when it's one-on-one with the problem. But when you have like 14 on one, you know, and you have like 14 of those little things, those little irritations in life coming at you, it does affect you, you know. Put it this way. When you used to play Nintendo, there would be you would grow, whether in size or whatever, when you beat a bad guy in a lot of games, right? So, you know, you'd get more skills, or however it worked out, okay? Except for Mario. Mario's just awesome. He doesn't need skills or anything. Or there's a game now where you have one little dude that, you know, gets bigger with each fight or battle or whatever. It's like a, you know, knights and kingdom kind of game, castles and stuff. Well, sometimes you get a whole bunch of those little dudes coming at you, and it frickin' blows up, and you die in the game, and then in life. You know, I mean, I'm not dead, but man, I'll tell you, it has been rough. It has been rough. Business has been rough. You know, kids' school stuff has been rough. It's just been rough. So I need some kind of a reset of like my energies. I think I'm going to have to get more trash, because I'm definitely like low now. I'm going to make painty papers out of some of my trash too and use those in here too. I mean, I have some small stuff. I guess we can... Hello, Panda. My husband's going to be coming over here because he's bringing the kid home. This kid he hired to help out a few times a week. Just some things like, you know, picking up rocks and not anything major. This would make a great pocket, and I thought of that as soon as I put that long line, and I'm like, I ain't gonna deal with it. We can get these again at Walmart. I'm the one who's been liking them lately. The kids started off eating them all the time, and then they just kind of fizzled out, and now I eat them all the time. I had to get a new mouse. Remember when you used to buy a wireless mouse and it came with a little thing that put it onto your Wi-Fi, right? And it lasted like 150 years. well, these mice they have now, little Bluetooth thing, you know, because my computer doesn't have USB drives, which makes me nuts. Nuts. I had to buy this block that plugs into my computer, into the plug, and then it goes to the computer so that I have a block of USB drives. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. So the next computer I get, which I'm thinking is going to be sooner rather than later, because I know my internet sucks, but my computer has not been able to keep up with my projects and with things, especially when I'm running Canva. And it did this to me before when I was trying to play a game on there. And I said, oh, well, it must be the game. But it behaved the exact same way. So I now know that it is the computer. Toothpaste. Stupid. Stupid head. So, yeah. I don't know what to do because I know what I want. I know what I want. I know how much it costs. But my business has been shit lately, so I don't know if I can justify the cost. So I grin and bear it for now. And, you know, consider it for the future. I'm going to have to glue this thing again and then put weight on it. See, I hate glue. Just pisses me off sometimes. Today's just a day. Today is just a day that glue is not going to make me happy. So let's go ahead and fold this closed. And fold all of this closed. I'm going to call it there because I'm going to put the box on this thing so that it will, oh, I need these little strips so that it will, I can lay it flat and then put the box on top. Like such. I mean, it ain't a ton of weight, but it'll keep it together. So thank you all for hanging out and listening to me blab about frickin' nothing. I love you all. Ta-ta for now.